Thank you all for joining us today. I know we all lead busy lives, especially being in travel, and your time is valuable. So, really, from all of us at Europe Express, thank you for joining us. Please note we are recording this webinar for educational purposes. After the presentation, we will add the recording to the Europe Express website located under the Resources tab in the header. So, if you do have a client walk in or get a phone call, you can always rewatch this presentation at a later time. Also, if you have any questions anytime throughout the presentation, go ahead and type it in the GoToWebinar module and we will answer it at the end. If we do run out of time, I will send you up a follow-up email to your question within 24 business hours. Without further ado, I'd love to introduce our West Coast Sales Manager, Dave Hoshin. How are you doing, Dave?
Hi, Danielle. I'm doing well. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the webinar. Today, we wanted to compare and contrast two vacation options for you and why suggesting Europe to your clients over Caribbean, Mexico, or Hawaii, or even within the USA could be a win for you and also your clients. So let's get started. As our name suggests, we specialize in planning and booking European vacations from popular countries like Italy, the United Kingdom, France, Switzerland, to emerging places for the American traveler. Those countries could be Croatia, Romania, Finland, or Iceland. Since 1990, we've worked exclusively with travel advisors to create completely customized European itineraries for FIT and group travel. Our team at our head office in Bothell, Washington State, is comprised of knowledgeable, passionate, and well-traveled reservation specialists that have lived, worked, or studied in countries across Europe. They know the destinations and products inside and out, and we have the resources and ability to truly customize your client's itinerary based on their interests and desires. A standout benefit is our own office and DMC in Barcelona. They assist us with products and services, and most importantly, they are our people on the ground who help us if anything goes wrong with your clients, so you don't have to take that phone call at 2 o'clock in the morning. So let's look at FIT travel. We're able to book multi-city vacation, multi-country vacations that include all services, from tours, transportation, and that includes rail. Our customized itineraries are fully commissionable. We offer commissions on air, hotels, transfers, the tours, theater, ferry, and car rentals. Unfortunately, we aren't able to provide any commissions on rail. You can book online with live inventory or call our reservation experts 7 days a week. You may also submit a quote request online using our template. While we encourage you to book a package with us, we know that there are some situations where you only need select services like tours or transfers. These can be booked on the website, and we encourage you to do that on an individual basis there. What we really want you to do is to let us assist you in maximizing your earnings and to create great itineraries for your clients so that they can be fully satisfied and happy after visiting Europe. In addition to FIT travel, we also book groups. We can offer unique customized itineraries for your groups of 10 adults in 5 rooms traveling together. We've got the experts, and we have the experience to handle all the logistics of your group's vacations. Whether it's a leisure group, a themed itinerary, school program, or a group of people cruising, and the requirements are for pre and post stays that include a hotel night. Each of our groups has a designated team, and they're responsible for booking, confirming, and communicating all aspects of the trip with you so you can follow up with the customer. We will handle all components of your group travel, and that means the air, hotels, sightseeing, the transfers, the transportation. You have the ability to customize your group just like you would for FIT travel. And another thing is, we will work with you depending on how you like to work with the client. So we can quote you with either net for the commission or a commissionable rate. Whichever you prefer, just let us know. Here are our products or services, and you've been hearing about some of this before. We have these so you can customize and create unique itineraries for your clients. If your client wants an economy air ticket, or perhaps they prefer first or business class tickets, we've got that for them. Our range of hotels are from 3 to 5 stars. We offer villas and apartments in some cities. Please check with us on that. We have many sightseeing and options and transfers for you. Some of the sightseeing things include skip to the head of the line, or you can even upgrade to an executive private transfer. Also available are car rentals, several categories of rail service, ferries, and theater tickets in some destinations. And we do offer travel protection if you need it. So why European travel is a better sell? As you know, many Americans stick to home. In fact, only 40% of Americans hold passports, according to an article recently in Forbes magazine. That was in January 2018. And with that, it means that Americans holding passports, has gone up 10% from 2 decades ago. By comparison, 76% of Brits have a passport. And Americans who do own passports, they travel mostly to Mexico, Canada, and the Caribbean. So the question is, why the reluctance for European travel? Well, there are a few reasons. One is the stereotype that European travel is expensive and for the rich and to be saved for a bucket list. Another is because of America's size and diversity. So many people who don't own passports choose to travel to places like Florida, Alaska, Puerto Rico, Hawaii, or the Virgin Islands. The good news and opportunity for you is that there is good competition between airlines, and fares have become reasonable price. There are also faster routes with free stopover programs in Europe. And when in Europe, the European Union has made travel across countries simpler. It's a lot easier than it used to be in the past, where visas were required for individual countries. Another opportunity is you can cross-sell to your diehard beach customers. They may be looking for other options, and Europe is affordable. It's a great alternative to the Caribbean and Mexico. After all, those are not the only 2 countries with fun and sun. So how can we encourage global travel? One of the ways to encourage European vacation is to introduce and promote to your clients the variety of countries and destinations that we've all heard about but never visited. Go to our website, put your mouse over resources for tips and ideas that you can share with the client. With this information, it allows them to ease into European travel and experience new countries and cities, villages and towns. Switch it up. Here are a few easy swaps you may want to introduce to your clients. The Iberian Peninsula. For many U.S. travelers, Mexico is the only international destination they've ever visited. They did this perhaps as young adults, and now that they have outgrown their college lifestyle, they may be looking for more than laying around in the sun on the beach all day. They may be looking for something more than drinking endless pours of tequila and pool aerobics in Cancun or the Riviera Maya. Perhaps they like going to other places across Mexico. But in Europe, you can be dazzled. You can explore, touch, see, and experience some of the oldest, coolest cities in the world. There is an ancient history to discover, some of the planet's most amazing underwater sites, breathtaking views and vistas, warm, friendly people, and great beaches. So why not consider something different? Many travelers know that Europe's rail system and low-cost airline offers affordable transportation options. These are available all the time for you to travel across Europe. The Caribbean and Mexico don't really have these options for transportation, and sometimes you're limited to regions and even single resort areas. So there isn't much to do to explore some of these options except nature tours, whereas Europe offers history and many other things of interest. So offer the swap. There's a lot to do and see in Europe, and your customers can travel easily and safely between countries at an affordable price. So what other options are there? If your clients must focus on the beach, we have Spain and Portugal with powder sand beaches and azure blue waters. You can find these along Costa del Sol, the world's sunniest stretch of coastline. These Iberian neighbors feature a Mediterranean climate that's perfect for tropical holidays. Add to that a stretch of terracotta skylines that make for endless Instagram photo ops. Whether your clients prefer to party in Ibiza or escape to the quieter corners of Mallorca or the Azores, there's plenty of options available for them. And better yet, you can combine a beach vacation with some of Europe's great historical treasures all on the same trip. So let's talk a little bit about Spain and Portugal. Spain is beloved for art, flamenco dancing, and bullfighting, as well as wines and tapas. In Portugal, cafe culture thrives, and history is preserved in the UNESCO World Heritage Sites like Sintra and the beautiful capital of Lisbon. You can visit Porto and learn about port and the impact of trade between the British Empire and Portugal. In fact, a few years ago, Travel and Leisure magazine named Portugal the destination of the year. Little tidbits on Spain is that Spain is roughly 5 times the size of its neighbor Portugal, with major cities that make it easy to experience the highlights of all their locations. There's Barcelona and Madrid, Seville, Granada, the vast region. However, because of Portugal's relatively small size and infrastructure, it's often a bargain compared to other European Union countries. So do the swap. Introduce your clients to Spain and Portugal. Another popular theme for Americans traveling into Mexico and Caribbean is honeymoon and romance. Why not introduce your clients to Europe, your clients who are into romance travel or honeymooning? You know, after all the stress of planning a wedding, every couple is ready for some serious relaxation and the honeymoon. It's a once-in-a-lifetime trip. The honeymoon is so important that most partners will spend 3 times what they normally would on a vacation. And for that price, they can expect a destination with high romance and for high romance. And we have the perfect suggestions for you. Traditional honeymoon destinations would be Hawaii, Bermuda, the Caribbean. These are all great. And many people have done that, myself included. But if you want something different and to be the trendsetter, think about Europe. Your friends are going to be green with envy. And here's the thing. Your clients don't have to decide between laying on a beach, soaking up the sun, or ancient history. They can have both while in Europe. They can enjoy phenomenal cuisine. They can do all of this while they are on their honeymoon in Europe. It's the best way to allow newlyweds to have the best of both worlds. Here are two of our favorite destinations. The Mediterranean coastline with its ancient culture. We suggest Greece and Croatia. Let's talk a little bit about Greece with its ancient culture, the ruins, the whitewashed villages, spectacular sunsets, sunny beaches along the Aegean coast. Greece ranks among one of the world's most romantic destinations. Your clients will want to begin their travels in Athens, where they can explore the cradle of Western civilization. Then it's on to the Greek islands of Santorini. They can go to Mykonos, Rhodes, but don't overlook Crete, the largest Greek island that boasts amazing food, tons of history, and some of the country's most affordable lodging. And what about Croatia? Croatia is a favorite for would-be honeymooners in the know. With sunny inlets and charming seaside towns, it's quickly becoming the next Riviera, thanks to its relaxed vibe and lower price tag than other Mediterranean destinations. It's got taste profiles that are similar to Italy. The cuisine is fresh and flavorful, and there's plenty of old world charm and natural beauty to enjoy. Croatia is located on the Dalmatian coast, and the area is known for some of the world's most striking blue water and more than 1,000 islands strung across the Adriatic like pearls. So let's switch it up. Talk to your customers about these options and have them visit Europe instead. And what about family travel? This is available in Europe as well. And for fans of the wizarding world of Harry Potter, there are 3 premier locations where you can rock Gryffindor scarf. I'm sorry, I'm messing that up. You can guzzle butterbeer and wander the cobblestones of Diagon Alley. But how do your clients decide between the East and the West Coast? Perhaps the most magical experience isn't LA or Orlando, but the one that feels really authentic, like London. It's the home of the actual studio for Harry Potter, where the franchise was filmed. There you can see the original sets, the props, the costumes, and your kids will get to see the real Great Hall, Hogwarts Express, and Hogwarts Castle. They'll hop on a broomstick and fly, thanks to some wizardry green screen technology, and much more. It's a great experience for the kids and adults alike, telling the story of the film dynasty while having an abroad board adventure. Plus, while the family is in the UK, you'll enjoy the added excitement of shopping at Harrods, taking tea at the Ritz. You can also watch Changing of the Guard at Buckingham Palace, or taking views of the skyline from the London Eye. And we all love Disney, so there is an argument to be made from going to Disney in Orlando or California and swapping that out for Disney in Paris instead. After all, Europe has real castles to visit, but in Paris you can sleep in Sleeping Beauty's castle, ride the Finding Nemo roller coaster, enter the world of Ratatouille, or enjoy the delectable creations of French bistros. The 2 standalone parks feature more thrill rides for older kids to enjoy, especially the reinvented Space Mountain, Mission 2, which is a heart-pounding upside-down tour with many loops. There's also the French interpretation of Tomorrowland, and one of the best evening fireworks shows is in the Disney system in Paris. As an added bonus, the Parisian parks are less costly and crowded, And let's not forget the chance for your clients to share Paris' most notable highlights, the Louvre, the Notre Dame, and the Eiffel Tower. And that's just to name a few. It's a great way to expose children to the history and culture of France while still offering them a kid-friendly getaway. And there's European river cruising. European river cruising, as you know, takes your clients into various cities on a meandering itinerary, while the large ocean-going vessels stop at city ports that can accommodate them. There's time to explore and venture around in quaint cities or towns, in a vibrant, culture-filled port like Barcelona or Rome. Yet some clients may want more. They may choose to immerse themselves over 2 or 3 days, discovering small villages, charming vineyards, cycling past ancient castles, or strolling along the cobblestone streets of Old World City. And while Europe Express doesn't sell river or ocean cruises, we do offer a competitive selection of pre- and post-cruise itineraries. Your clients can craft a seamless land vacation that lets them make the most of their time in Europe. From groups to FIT, we offer completely customizable trips that are easy to book and let you maximize your earnings with additional agent fees. So let's recap a little bit here. It's true that sometimes the domestic sell is the easiest one, but is it always the best? Just because your clients have always vacationed in Hawaii doesn't mean that they don't want to also fall in love with the way the sun sets over the sunken caldera in Santorini, or the way the cobblestone streets of Dubrovnik wind down towards the Adriatic. So why not consider Europe? Couple things to remember. The European trip is not as expensive as your client might think. With reductions in airfare, shoulder season travel, and a rise in the US dollar, your clients might be surprised at the affordability of a European vacation. It's also a chance for people to try something new, to visit new horizons, to immerse themselves in a different culture. They'll taste new and exciting food. Some may want to brush up on their language skills, while others might be okay with picking up a few new words or new phrases. But remember, because Europeans speak several languages, they might be open, including English, they may be open to speaking a lot with you in English so that they can brush up on their English skills. You would be surprised how locals may be keen to chit-chat with you as an English speaker. So language shouldn't be the challenge from deterring you from traveling into Europe. And if kids are in the mix, what better way to expose them to history, to other cultures, to another point of view than a European vacation? The kids will have special memories while traveling through Europe that will last them a lifetime. And finally, traveling across Europe includes the convenient rail and subway systems. It makes it really easy from traveling from country to country or from city to city. So why not encourage your clients to add Europe to their list of things to do now? Take the family. Why wait until the kids are grown or it's time for retirement? We carry over 22 countries, and that's a lifetime of traveling and fun. You'll never regret it, and your clients will probably thank you for creating unforgettable memories. So how do we do this for the client? It's 3 easy steps. Here's how you can book Europe with us. 1, we have tools where you can fill out our FIT or group's custom quote request forms. It's available in the Travel Advisor section on the website. Simply enter your client's city of departure, the cities they'd like to visit, the length of their stay. give us info on their tours, whether they want 3, 4, or 5-star hotels. An approximate budget would be great to have, and you'll hear back from one of our travel experts in 48 to 72 hours, depending on the complexity of the itinerary. Let your clients know you are building them a custom designed itinerary, and so it takes some time. It takes some time for us to do that, and it takes you some time to research that because you really want to give them exactly what they're looking for. Step 2, you can book online 24/7 using our award-winning booking system. You'll also have access to a variety of resources like city guides, suggested itineraries, sightseeing flyers, and step-by-step tutorials on how to use the website if you're not familiar with it. Our online tool allows payment and even lets you add your own markup for the booking. You can use it when it fits your schedule 24/7. It also has information and best practices to share with your clients and for your colleagues. Step 3, you can call us. Our FIT travel specialists are knowledgeable, they're well-traveled, and best of all, they're available 7 days a week. And our groups department is available Monday through Fridays. We're proud to be a part of these consortial partners, Signature Ensemble Travel Sailors, Travel Leaders, and we're also part of IATA, ASTA, and USTOA. And here to support you is our team of sales managers. They are here to office visits. They will support you with training. They will assist you in business development, answer questions, and help you learn on how to navigate us and the company and help you build your business. We hope you will give us a call if you're in the Northeast for Stephanie, the Southeast for Ryan, South Central for Rebecca, North Central for Rose, and for myself in the West, Dave. Vital information for you to have is for our FIT department, our groups department, our hours of operation. You can see that we're open for 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific with limited offerings on Saturday and Sunday, 7:30 to 4 p.m. Our toll-free number is 800-927-3876. You may email us at res@europeexpress.com. And if you're working with groups and you need some help for a quote, give us an email at newgroups@europeexpress.com or call the groups department at 1-800-565-7236. And with that, I want to thank you for joining us today, and we'll hand back to Danielle for any questions that you may have.
Thank you kindly, Dave. What a great presentation. And I think I'm ready to go to Europe and some of those beaches that you were talking about. Thank you so much. We did get a few questions. Our first one is coming from Nancy, Dave. She's wondering, for first-time visitors to Europe, what countries do you recommend?
For first-time visitors to Europe, is that what you said?
Yes.
For first-time visitors to Europe, you might want to consider iconic cities like London and Paris. You might want to think, if they like beach and the water, you may want to think about Greece. Really popular in Europe too. If you travel, popular for customers on a budget is to travel shoulder season. So the beginning of summer or during the springtime or during the fall time, because the prices may be lower.
Perfect. Thank you. Sandra is wondering, are we able to view this presentation at a later time?
Yes, the presentation would be recorded and posted on the website. Just go to europeexpress.com, go over to resources, and from there you'll see webinars. Click that, and it will open up a variety of presentations that are already on the website. Um, some of the standout ones that I can remember are rail traveling through the rail systems through Italy. Italy is possibly or is possibly going to be again this year the most visited country in Europe by Americans. So if you are selling Europe, you really need to brush up on Italy because I'm sure customers will be asking you about it.
Yep, there is so much to see and do in Italy for sure. And we will also send out, following this webinar, a email to all attendees with the recording of this webinar. So just want to point that out as well. Diane is wondering, how is Europe Express doing on turnaround times for email quotes? Can you give us the approximate time for that?
Yeah, when I visit customers and I do sales calls in their offices, I always suggest that you do a little bit of research on the destination that you're selling and have some basic idea of the destination itself. Have the conversation with the customer and figure out what they're looking for. Try and nail down the amount of days, the amount of stops, and the cities within each destination. Having an idea of the tours available, which is easy to research on our website in the booking engine by plugging in the name of the city only and finding those tours. Having some idea of what their interest for tours is really helpful to us. And finally, if you can get what kind of hotel they want, 3, 4, or 5-star, and their budget, that is really amazing information for us to get from you because it helps us turn the quote around really quickly. Currently here in busy season, and we are moving into the peak of it right now, it's going to take us 3 business days to get these quotes back to you. If it's a really complex itinerary, it could be 3 to 5 days to turn around and to get the quote back to you. Like I said before in the presentation, you should really tell your customers that you're building something unique to them and their interests and desires in visiting Europe. And that takes some time because it requires research on your end, and it requires us to put in something together from our knowledgeable team there in head office and also from our res center in Dallas. It requires work and energy and effort to get that together for you. So give us the details so we can turn this stuff around faster.
Great. Thank you, Dave. Our last question is from Kathy, and if we did not get to your question, rest assured we will answer it and send you a separate email to your question. But Kathy is wondering, Dave, how many travelers make up a group?
Oh, Kathy, it's 10 adults in 5 rooms that make up a group. That's the starting point for a group. And then, of course, you can build up from there. We've managed really large groups in the groups department. I've heard as much as 600 people. So we do have the ability to customize all of this for groups in the same way that we customize the trips on the FIT end for your customers.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you so much, Dave, and thank you everyone for joining us today. Happy selling, and thank you for tuning in with Europe Express. Have a good day.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you. Goodbye.